Good afternoon, everybody. This is Tim back at you. Got Sunday, January 25th. Like it's going on about 15 to 5. And we got plenty of snow outside. We didn't get near as much as what they was talking about, but I'd say we probably got a good 5 or 6 inches out here come down out here in Hardin County, at least in the area that we at. But yeah, I wanted to get back on here today and get this episode recorded so I could get it put up tomorrow morning. They've done called school off for their first 2 days this week. First 3 days off in some of the surrounding counties. But the roads, even if they get them cleaned off, it's so cold. I don't think it's supposed to get above 20 all in the next 7, 8, 9 days. So it's snow and ice and stuff ain't going anywhere unless it's taken off manually. But I hope everybody stayed safe through all this. If it affected you, and hope everybody's staying warm and being careful. And if you have to get out, just take it slow and easy. Because ain't no need getting in a rush out there. Ain't nobody hardly else gonna be out there on these roads except maybe the people doing the plowing and salting and so on. But yeah, be careful and be safe. Pray that God watch over you as you're out and about doing your thing. And well, I'll get started on this. I think this is episode 7. And I was going to discuss the relationship with my therapist and psychologist in my group, and talk a little bit about the journaling that I've been doing. And I've been doing it for quite some time. I guess I started it right around March, maybe April last year. But first off, let's talk about the therapist. The therapist that I had, his name was, Daryl. And Daryl, and the name of I ain't going to give the name of the facility that he worked at, because I don't know if they'd be crossing the line or whatever. But anyway, we'll just call him Daryl. Small facility, very intimate setting. The thing about Daryl is I went in there and I talked to him, and he was very, very attentive. And he's about the same age as me. He's got about as many kids as I've got. And, he said he couldn't even imagine, what I'm going through. But, he said, I like it when you come in here and talk, because I can tell you're decompressing and you're getting things out, and you're talking. He said it seems like you're doing everything the right way, and you're coming to talk to me as affirmation for what you're doing, and that's a good thing, because this is a new road, and it's something that's never happened to you before. So he said, I like talking to you. I enjoy our sessions. He said, as a matter of fact, he said, I've been thinking about getting a group together to meet once a week, a support group, an in-person support group. He said, I'd like for you to be my right-hand man, if you would be interested, because I think you could help a lot of people, because you seem to be navigating this correctly. Um, and I have to give all that glory and all that thanks and all the honor to the Lord, because the Lord God, Heavenly Father, He's the one that got me. He's the one that helped me navigate through this. Along with my friends and my therapist and my psychologist, and I just want to give a big shout out to Daryl, because he was there for me a lot of times, and he was very good at what he did. He never judged. He made suggestions, some good suggestions, about keeping Luke's memory and his legacy alive, and how to how to navigate the really, really hard times. And he reminded me that there's going to be times when there's going to be a day or two, maybe three in a row, when you just ain't going to be able to do it. He said, but you get back up after that, and you get back at it. And that did happen. It's just like any kind of say you're going through addiction, because I was an alcoholic at once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. And there were a few times when I fell off the wagon, day at a time. Go out and drink one night and blow it out, and next day get right back up and go another 3 or 4 years and never touch stuff again. Knock on wood over here. It's been going on several years now since I've touched it, and even through Luke's passing, I never even thought about jumping into that. I did, however, smoke a couple cigarettes, but and that's that in itself is it's odd for me, because any other time in my life when I come across a point where I was having a difficult time and things weren't going my way, I was in a really, really, really rough patch. I'd always lean on the alcohol and the partying and all that, as a crutch. Even though it wasn't helping me at all, it wasn't doing nothing but making it worse. That's where I always turned. Except for this time. And this time, I turned directly to God, because I didn't want to mess this one up. I just love Luke too much. He was my best friend, and he's my confidant. He was my right-hand man. He's, and all my kids, I think of them that way. I love them. I love them. And, that's the one thing that Daryl said. He said a lot of times he'll, with not, patience, he doesn't see what he saw with me, and the love that he could see that I had for Luke, and how bad I was hurting, but still determined to make it through. But yeah, Daryl, I actually started seeing Daryl in, I guess it was in probably around May or so. And I went to him for several sessions, and, until I felt like we'd gone through everything that we needed to go through. And when I left him, he said, you ever just need to talk, you got my number. You just pick it up, and I'll be there. And I know he would. He's just that kind of man. He's a good man. So, yeah, and if there's anybody in this area that ever needed a reference for a decent therapist, well, for me, I think he's probably the best therapist I've ever seen. I've been to therapist a couple, 3 times, when I was going through the alcohol thing and my first divorce. stuff like that. And Daryl's by far the best one that I've talked to. But anyway, I'll move on to my psychologist. Now, my psychologist, we'll call her Sandra. She's out of E-Town, and I've been seeing Sandra for a few years now, since right after my dad passed. I had a lot of other stuff going on at that time too, but I don't really want to get into all that. But I had a lot of personal things going on, and so I started seeing Sandra, and she talked to me, and she'd evaluate how my depression level was, and she we talked about the panic attacks that I started having in my early 20s, and my anxiety, and how it's always there, and it's always there at around 4 or 5. But when Dad passed and when Luke passed, it jumped clear to the ceiling, and they at that time she diagnosed me with acute depression and panic and anxiety disorder, and she put me on a couple pills that leveled me out, and they've kept me. They've kept the panic attacks at bay. There's one antidepressant. I ain't gonna say it on here because I don't know if anybody wants to talk about it. If you want to DM me or whatever, reach out to me, message me, whatever. I'll let you know what it is she put me on. But it's helped me. I've actually been on it. I was on it once before in my early 20s. On it for several years, and I thought I had gotten past all that. But as soon as something big happened, like my dad passing, it it came rearing its ugly head back, and it just all goes back to genetics and my DNA and all that, because my mom's side of the family, they all messed up on their nerves and depression and stuff like that. Even Luke, at one time, he had a little bit of problem with anxiety and stuff, and I hated that. That I'd pass something like that on to my children, but his never really got real. There was a couple nights his mom said he got really anxious, but she talked him down. Everything was good, and so that's a good thing there. I'm gonna pause this for a second. Okay, I'm back. I just had to work on my webcam. For some reason, I thought I had set the autofocus off, the default, but I didn't, and it was doing that, trying to focus all the time. I know that's got to drive you all nuts, because it drives me bonkers. But yeah, anyway, Luke, he did have a little bit of anxiety, and I think that was about the time he was a senior in high school or somewhere thereabouts, and he he got through it all right, though. He never had any major problems with it like I did. But yeah, Sandra, she always reaches out to me, takes care of me. About the time, not too long after I lost Luke, Well, I've lost two uncles since then. My uncle, my uncle Philip on my dad's side, and my uncle Eddie on my mom's side. But anyway, he lost her mom, and she was going through a very hard time. And I told her that I was thinking about her, and I was sending her good thoughts, and sending her love and praying for her. And if she ever needed anything from me, just let me know. And she's a good-hearted person, good-hearted woman who really cares about her patients. I've been so blessed by the Heavenly Father to find people, in the medical field that truly do care and truly will listen to you, whenever you go and you talk to them, and you need help, and they truly want to help. Um, but yeah, Sandra, she also give me a lot of tips on how to uh, how to deal when my anxiety or my panic started acting up. She was like, make sure you spend so much time outside per day. That sunlight is a miracle worker, which I kind of did that anyway. But after she said that, I made sure every single solitary day I'd go out for a little while. Um, and she's right. The sunlight really, really does work miracles. The light. The light always wins out over darkness. Um, but another thing she told me, she said, uh, there's this breathing technique, and she gave it to me. It's called box breathing. You breathe in for 4 seconds, then you hold it for 4 seconds, then you breathe out for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds, breathe in for 4 seconds. And you do that, you repeat that for, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes maybe. You don't have to do it very long. Um, one of the little tricks I learned, I guess I read it online somewhere, is when you get that anxiety feeling, that panic feeling, you get something like that's got menthol in it, like cough drops or whatever. You pop one of them, and it tricks your brain into thinking about that wangy, overbearing uh, uh, smell and taste, and it'll lessen the anxiety. Will start to go away. And there's 101 different things that you can do to help alleviate. I pray a lot. I talk to the Heavenly Father all the time. I talk to Luke a lot. I read a lot. I read the Bible. Um, I study. I go online and get on the internet and spend some time, searching certain subjects, that pertain to me, and that really helps. I mean, I could go on and on. I write my journal. About my journal, what I'll give you guys a rundown on what I do and why I started doing it. Uh, you know, uh, After I come out of that 3 month haze and fog and just comatose feeling, I got to, man, I was missing Luke so bad because he was with me every day. Every day we did everything together. He'd tell me bye when I left for work. He'd say good morning when I come in from work, because I was over on the overnight shift. Every night on the weekend, he'd say good night, see you in the morning. And I was missing it. So, I got to talking to him when I was saying my prayers, when I was going out walking. I'd walk every day, say my prayers. Another good, great, absolutely wonderful, wonderful way to alleviate anxiety and panic and just to lessen your depression is to walk. Walk, walk, walk. I got to where I was walking 20,000 steps a day. Then I lessened. That was just it's eating up a lot of my time. Like doing it. Lost a lot of weight doing it too. But and the effects of lessening the anxiety was like a miracle. But when you first start out, just go out and get your 500 steps. 500 steps ain't much. You can only get 200. Only get 200. Just start small and then build your way up. Walking and exercise. I'm telling you, it's a miracle. It's a miracle work for lessening anxiety and panic. Get you good sleep. Good sleep is another key. If you ain't sleeping, you got to find a way. Even if you got to go to your psychologist or even your family doctor and get something to help you get to sleep every night. I don't care if it's melatonin, if it's NyQuil, if it's Benadryl, if it's prescription sleep aid. What it is, you got to get that at least 7 hours of good sleep, good solid sleep. And but anyway, what I did, I got out and I started walking and talking, praying. And I got to talking to Luke after I'd pray. I'd say, "Well, Lord, I'm going to go over and I'm going to talk to Luke now. I don't know if how this works. If I can just talk directly to him, or whether you're listening in, just relay this message to him. However it goes, I'm just going to say these words to him, and you just make sure that he gets them, whether he's listening or not. If he's listening, you can listen too if you want to hear what I'm saying to him. Well, just make sure he knows, he hears what I'm saying to him." So I did that. I started talking to him every day in the morning when I prayed, and then every night when I prayed. And then I started writing down, started journal first day. Matter of fact, I'll pull it up here. It's on my phone in the notes. You can do that, or you can go out and buy you a journal if you like to handwrite. I put mine under grief. My notes folder under grief. Grief right here. And it looks like I started on April 13th, 2025. And I was going to go back and journal, started from the day that I found him. But I just couldn't remember. I probably could have remembered the first 4 or 5 days, but after that, I would have been it wouldn't have been accurate, and I wanted it to be accurate. So I just stayed, put this up here to show y'all. Grief. 287 notes, I think it said. That's 287 days I've written to him. I can get that in there. Yeah, 287. Started on 4/13. Last entry was yesterday. And just let me go through one of these notes. You don't have to start out with a big line. My notes are usually paragraph and a half long. First one, 4/13/25. And Luke, I woke up around 8 o'clock today. I went out and bought donuts for everyone from the shop out by Burger King. Mama wasn't feeling well and stayed in bed all day. I think she's depressed. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes the feelings just come out left field when you just ain't even expecting them to. So, sorry about that. Back to where I was at. Ma'am, I wasn't feeling well today. I think she's depressed. So I keep a close eye on her. So I said, after eating a few donuts, I sat in a recliner. I watched a few episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond, and I fell asleep for a bit. Sorry about that again. I watched a few episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond, and then I fell asleep for a little bit. When I woke up, I was craving tacos. So I went to Taco Bell and got dinner. After eating, I got back. I got on the phone to check my messages. Thinking about you so much more the last couple of weeks. I guess since it's getting close to the time, your mom and them are going to come down for Easter, and the initial shock is actually starting to wear off. It's become more real. I cry a lot more these days. I feel alone. Even with the massive amount of support I have, I'm missing you heavily. I'm going to keep working at getting stronger and healthier. This is kicking my ass at the moment. I see little joy in this world at this moment, and the things I used to think were important have no meaning. Still love everyone and would do all I could for them, but I fear more than anything else another of my children leaving for me, as you have. I've had a good and blessed life, enjoyed so many gifts that God the Father has given me. Enjoyed a lot of happiness, more than most I would gather. I feel as though it's rightfully my turn to go beyond the veil and join you and the rest of our past loved ones. But it's not my choice. It's God the Father's. I heard, but I'm keeping my faith. I know what I want personally. But more than that, I want God's will to be done. I'm hurting and mourning you, but I am seeking God's truth. I need His guidance and wisdom. Luke, your passing has been the greatest loss of my life, and it has changed me. I don't recognize myself anymore, but I have to keep trying to get to whatever place it is I need to be and become the man this loss was meant to shape me into. My face is strong, but my heart is shattered. I am so very lost, but God's light will guide me. I feel as though this event has destroyed me, yet my faith and conviction and my Heavenly Father tell me to trust in this journey. So that's what I'll do. I love you always and forever, Dad. So that was my first journal entry. And as you could see, reading back over it got me a little bit a little bit emotional. So, but it's good to read. It's good to write. It's very cathartic. Uh, that one was one of my longer ones. Um, Down here to some of these aren't quite as long. Like this one right here. It's uh, it's about half as long as the other one. Then I got some that are only like a quarter as long. I mean, oh, I was talking the other day about the passage in the Bible, and I just happened to open uh, this journal entry. So I guess I'm going to call this as fate. Isaiah 57:1 says, "Good people pass away; the godly often die before their time, but no one seems to care or wonder why. No one seems to understand that God is protecting them from the evil to come." And that's what I was talking about the other day when I was talking about the journal about good people passing away, the young people, and yes, God just protected them so they don't have to go through any worldly suffering, you know. So, uh, yeah, that's what I was talking about. So, and then it's big that journaling really really helps me. It's very cathartic. It eases my mind. It keeps me busy. It keeps me close to Luke. Uh, just like I journal him just like I was writing a letter to him, gonna mail it to him. Um, but I will tell you this: I think that it's worth a shot for anyone that's going through this kind of loss. It's worked for me. It's worked wonders for me. And every day, my last topic I'm gonna hit on today is posted in my support group, best support group in the world. These people, uh, they were a saving grace to me when I found this support group. It's on Facebook. It's called the Compassionate Friends, and there's a subgroup in there called the loss of an adult child, and I joined it. And there are so many people in there that have lost and had to say goodbye to their children. A few of them more than one time. This one time is so overbearing. I have such, I don't know what the word that I'm looking for is, but these people that have lost more than one have to be some of the strongest people on this planet, you know, to be able to get through that and still go on every day, even if they're injured irreparably, and I know they are to some extent, they still make it through. They make a go of it. That's real strength. That's real strength to me. But yeah, I get on there and I'll read read every one of y'all's posts, and most time I try to like and then sometimes comment on the posts, and um, I've tried to do that ever since I got on there because I have so much respect because as soon as I got in there, man, day one when I introduced myself, said what was going on, I had so many comments and so many reactions, and they just welcomed me with open arms. we're part of a group that we all wish didn't exist. But since it does exist and we all need support and we all need help, let's be in this group together because we understand each other just a little bit and what each other's going through to some extent. And it works. It really does. So I would tell anybody that's having to deal with the loss of a child, that's an adult child, you can go and join this group, and it is a great thing. The community is amazing, and I would really recommend it for anybody, even if you lost just a small child, which I can imagine that would be terrible. To lose a child at any age would be terrible. And they've got subgroups for that too, and for losing spouses and friends and parents, and they got different groups for everything, and it's called the Compassionate Friends. So I'm giving you a free shout out here. So yeah, there's a lot of good people in them groups. I love every one of them. Love every one of them to death. I do. Um, I wish all of them never had to go through this, but if they ever need me for anything, just reach out and I'll do what I can. I'm not a man of a lot of means financially, but I have a lot of worldly understanding. I've been through a lot, so I may be able to help. Comfort with some stories or some insights or some suggestions or whatever. But yeah, looks like I'm going on 23 minutes of the second half of this video. So, I don't want to keep everybody, so I'll jump off here. I just wanted to touch on those things and those 4 things and how they've helped me, in my journey of trying to reassimilate my life to somewhat of a normalcy. So, I wish you all the very best, and ask that you all, if you have to go out, take it slow, be safe, drive safe, walk safe. If you gotta walk, bundle up because it's really cold. You gotta drive, take it slow. If you don't have to drive, just stay home, keep bundled up, and keep warm and keep safe. And I just want you to know that I love every one of you, and I thank you for watching this. And I'll get off here and contemplate on what my next episode's gonna be about. But I'll probably record another one tomorrow sometime. But oh yeah, I wanted to get this one done so I could get it on tomorrow sometime. But I'll let y'all go, and I will talk to y'all again next time.